Alright guys, got the little pump flowing down in the reservoir there. Just a submergible pump. It's like $7.50 on Amazon, shipped, super cheap, and looks like it's flowing just fine up into the top of the tumbler there. I have it filled full of media right now. Obviously it's not on because it's not loud. All I did was take the hose that came with the tumbler here, which is the 18-pound Chicago Electric little Harbor Freight jobby. Looks like it's doing just fine for me once this little setup is incorporated into it. The parts were coming out really dirty, like so. See how dark that is? That's supposed to be about yay. And you know, it just really left a lot of dirt and crap on it. So I'm just gonna incorporate this little filtration system. I'm gonna turn off the pump now. Get the flow down. I whipped up, let's get rid of the terminals here. Whipped up this little filtration box, whatever you want to call it. Just a cheap piece of Tupperware. Just really dirt cheap crap here. Don't even seal very well, which is why I don't really even use them anymore. But 2 layers of t-shirt material on the bottom here, using the lid as a gasket there. Cut a hole in it, obviously. Hole there for it to flow through. And then 2 layers of this aquarium filter pad, which I bought at the pet store, retail price for like $8 for all this, which would be tons of swap outs on this filter setup, which I don't even know if I need 2 layers. I could probably get away with 1 because the t-shirt materials underneath, it'll probably filter out all the crap I need. Is this draining it? Okay, it's still coming, I guess. We'll go ahead and plop this on. Bear with me here. And it's just gonna flow through like so. Let's go ahead and plug that guy back in. Again, bear with me. Yeah, there's the bottom of the tank. Alright. Now the pump is flowing again. We're getting some foam. Hopefully that'll die down. That's probably just residual from the bottom of the tumbler. And as you can see, I kind of reversed their setup as it comes from the factory. There's a this little insert here, which was up here, and the plug, which was in the bottom, I just put up here because this line that I have for the pump just isn't gonna fit in there. So I just drilled a hole real tight and even had to open it up with an X-Acto knife, which is real easy. It's nice soft plastic. But it's got some line running straight up to the other side of the tumbler. And I think this is really gonna filter out a ton of dirt. And I don't think I'm gonna have any flow issues. That hole in the bottom's huge, and this foam isn't very tightly woven, if that makes sense. It's pretty loose, so things will be flowing through it pretty easy, which kind of concerns me because I don't know if it would get rid of all the really fine dirt, but we will see with time. I'm gonna let it run through, make sure the pump's doing fine, which you can't see crap in there, but little submersible pump. There's submersible pump. There you go. Whatever that word is. But probably need to put a little bit more water in there. I don't know. First time running it, water's kind of sitting in there. So I need to increase my rate of flow significantly. There's the bottom of the filter dripping through. I think it's pumping a lot more than that. I'm gonna go and unplug it so that it can drift through. This is a adjustable pump. I can turn down the flow. It's at the maximum right now, which is good. So I'll probably just turn down the flow so that this filter can keep up with the pump, getting water back in the reservoir. And I'm not too worried about, you know, water leaking out around this with this setup, because as you can see, the cutout in the reservoir is bigger than the cutout in the filter, and it's got a nice dish to the top here, so anything that leaks would just stay in here and hopefully just fall right down into the reservoir. But I got some new media. Which I'm stoked about. Mixed in with some of that Harbor Freight polishing media just because I'm kind of low in here. It's not very full. But I got some of the resin stuff and some stone, more aggressive ceramic there. So we're going to see how this turns out. Hopefully they'll be nice and clean like I'm wanting, and not like what I was getting before. Just a real dirty finish, which isn't too hot, which I'd be interested to see if it affects the conductivity. I bet it does. I bet it can't help. But we will see what this does. I may throw in some parts here soon and see what the results are. Alright, more when it happens.